Hello, I'm Hawryluk with the hour's top stories. Thousands of people from across Canada converged on Montreal Friday, determined to keep the country together. Quebecers will vote Monday in a referendum that could see the province separate from Canada. The message from the rally was, "Don't go." The message from the Prime Minister was, "Change if you stay." Here's the CBC's Mark Kelly.
When his turn came to address the crowd, Jean Chrétien decided to get personal. This was his fourth campaign appearance in Quebec in as many days, and by far his most emotional.
Mais nous avons aussi un pays qui s'appelle le Canada.
Quebec is our home, he said, but Canada is our country. And to save the country, Chrétien said it must be changed to accommodate Quebecers and all Canadians.
We will do what is needed. We will make the changes that are needed. We will do what is needed so that at the beginning of the next century, Canada will move in the 21st century, united from sea to sea.
After spending his campaign on the economics of independence, Daniel Johnson switched from the heads to the hearts of Quebecers, saying they can't be stopped from loving Canada. Take a look at this crowd, he told the sovereignist leaders, and see what friendship and solidarity looks like.
It's a message that plays well in this crowd, but that's not where it counts. Because ultimately, this referendum won't be decided by the people who are here, but by the people who aren't.
Like this man, with two wheels and one flag, he staged a rally of his own, furious at the federal government for helping to subsidize the event.
It's horrible. It's disgusting.
This undecided voter says the message was moving, but it hasn't helped him make up his mind.
It pleases me to know it, because I have many friends, outside Quebec who are Canadian, and if I ever vote yes, it would never be for resentment.
The mass rally then broke into mini marches as pockets of patriotic Canadians tried to convince the unconvinced. If these people didn't come here, she says, you would have accused Canadians of not caring. But on this day, nobody said Canadians didn't care. The question was, did they make a difference? Mark Kelly, CBC News, Montreal.
The outpouring of emotion for a united country stretched across Canada. Several cities held national unity rallies. In Halifax, on Canada's east coast, about 6,000 people gathered to call on Quebecers to stay in Canada. In Victoria, on the west coast, 1,000 people gathered at the provincial legislature. Speakers emphasized that Canada needs Quebec. Even in Yellowknife, in Canada's far north, people gathered to repeat the message, "Stay in Canada." In other news, despite international condemnation, France has carried out its third underground nuclear test. The nuclear device was detonated under the Mururoa Atoll in the South Pacific. France released this military video. Engineers are shown on site preparing for the test. Officials say the explosion was equal to about 60,000 tons of TNT. France has been widely criticized by governments and environmental groups for breaking a 3-year-old moratorium on nuclear tests. Doctors treating Russian President Boris Yeltsin have placed him under constant observation for the next month. Yeltsin suffered a mild heart attack on Thursday. It's his second since July. But Russian officials insist his condition is not life-threatening and that he is still fit enough to rule. In France, President Jacques Chirac's popularity has plunged after less than 6 months in office. A new poll suggests that only 14% of the French are satisfied with Chirac's performance. 74% say they do not support him. The rating is the lowest ever for a French president so early in his term. During his election campaign, Chirac made job creation his top priority. Now it's deficit reduction, and he's asked the French to endure 2 years of austerity. In a television interview, Chirac admitted he had underestimated the country's economic problems. Croatians head to the polls this Sunday to vote for a new parliament. And with time running out, contenders on all sides are making last-minute pitches to the voters. The Social Liberal and Social Democrat parties held separate rallies in Zagreb. But it's the Croatian Democratic Union, led by President Franjo Tudjman, that's expected to take up to 65% of Sunday's vote. That would give Tudjman's ruling party a majority in parliament. And that's the latest from CBC Newsworld. I'm Hawryluk. We'll be back with another news update at the top of the hour.